Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation podcast. And before I begin, as I always do, I want to talk to the censors for just a moment. The New Health Conversation podcast over the last few months, you've had several instances where you interrupted, slowed down, limited viewers, and at one point shut our podcast down for reasons that are untrue. So I want to go over those with you right now. One of the biggest ones was you were intimating this might be some form of disordered eating. Well, let me tell you a couple of things about it. Number one, it's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. It's called protein pacing. This is what we're teaching people and exposing them to. But more importantly than just the registered trademark, which the U.S. Patent Office doesn't give out trademarks to things that are unhealthy to human beings, it's also published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world dealing with weight loss, like the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, Nutrients, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top 3 medical journals in the world. They published and said this is 100% safe, it's revolutionary, it's groundbreaking, it's not a diet. 5 days a week, people eating 4 times a day, and 2 days a week, they're actually eating 8 times a day. So it's far from disordered eating in any form, manner, shape, etc. It's 100% safe. It's been completely vetted by the most intense medical research that's ever been done for weight loss, and it's not a diet, it's a detox, which brings me to the next point. You also had said at one point, this was some form of body dysphoria or body image. Again, completely false. This is a detox, and what we're teaching people is the bloating they experience is not because they added fat to their body. That's a lie. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you die, and your fat cells expand and contract over your lifetime. That's the only thing that occurs. So, what this is medical proof through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis that this protocol is helping the body remove the chemicals, and that's why people shrink. It's nothing to do with vanity. It's nothing to do with body dysphoria. It's nothing to do with body image. It's totally a medical fact. We're showing people how much healthier they are once they can get detox and the fat cells shrink. They're not getting thinner. Okay, they're shrinking. Okay, I mean, they're not getting thinner in the sense that it's unhealthy to lose this kind of weight, because also they've gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. So the third thing you said is that we were diverting people away from TikTok to buy products. So let me be clear: at the New Health Conversation website, there's nothing to buy. There's never been anything to buy. We don't intend on selling anything. People get a grocery list they take to their grocery store. Last but not least, at one point you'd intimated that maybe this wasn't original material or it wasn't copyrighted. On our website, we have an interview with the #1 weight loss research nutrition scientist in the world, and he comes on and says, basically, they want us on our website to put their medical journals, which are there for the public to see. They're in the public domain. We have nothing to hide. Now, why we're aligning ourselves with the top weight loss researchers in the world. We certainly would never be doing anything that they wouldn't be supporting disordered eating. They wouldn't be supported body dysphoria or body image. We're trying to make people healthier. We're having them lose weight at the safest way possible. They're losing no lean muscle, and they're able to shrink their fat cells. That's a really good thing. Also, I will point out, you have nobody else we can find anywhere on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence. Here's a big study that we asked Chat, GPT, and Grok to go and look. Can you find anybody on TikTok in the weight loss space with any peer-reviewed studies? Here's what they said. TikTok's major weight loss and health influencers have no peer-reviewed human trials to back up their claims. Its opinions, anecdotal evidence from top influencers, despite massive followings, are relying on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyper-driven claims promoting unproven biohacks, diet supplements with no peer-reviewed human trial studies. So here you are allowing these people on TikTok, and they're nice people, to give opinions with no medical facts. We actually have 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies, and so I'm hoping that this will let you understand we're the most compliant people you have on all the TikTok, because we have medical proof behind everything we're saying. Nothing we're saying is not backed up in the medical journals, but it's not disordered eating, has nothing to do with body dysphoria. We're not selling products. So hopefully you understand now that if anything, we would hope that you'd be promoting us more than anybody else, because the only other people with peer-reviewed human trial studies are the drug companies. They definitely have them, no question. So anyway, we just wanted to clear that up with you. Well, hello, Sparkle. Hello, Nanny. Hello, Harry May. Hello, Miss Prep. Hello, Star. Hello, Casey Rodriguez. Hello, Lala. So I never know what people really want me to do. I mean, normally I do one of two things. I either explain how in the world did she lose 60 pounds in 90 days with no products, no pills, no dieting, on a detox, a revolutionary detox that's backed and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world now, or or I do with them both. I will, if anybody wants to know early on, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll show you how you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. And we'll give you the medical weight you should be. It's probably going to be out of your realm. You believe you could get down to those weights, but we see it all the time. So again, I can do a walkthrough or I can do individual, depending. Anybody want to comment? If you want to put it in the chat, you don't have to. But if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you what your medical weight should be, and then I'll show you how fast you can get there. Here's a general consensus. You're going to lose as much weight in the first 4 days on this as 6 weeks of any diet any of you have been on. I'll prove it to you. And you get on our website. Here's the website, everybody. It's free to go there. And if you go there, we will not contact you. But if you like what you see, you scroll down. Listen to me. You get a free consultation. And then you get a free coach the whole time. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. Even though I say this several times, people put in the chat, how much is the coaching? Nothing. $0. We all got coached. We've helped the New Health Conversation. You can see it there as a movement. We've helped 800,000 people in 23 years. 800,000. So we kind of know what we're doing. That's why if you tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. So lots more people. Monica's on here. Maggie's on here. User 832. Bustana, Alexandra, Derek, May Gastine, Doreen, Rebecca. And again, anybody, if you like the content I'm about to share with you, just tap on your screen to show me that you appreciate the medical science. Here's what I'm going to tell you. There is nothing that I'm going to share with you that's my opinion. Everything I'm sharing with you comes from medical research, medically backed, and I will challenge any of you. You show me anybody on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence. I'd love for anybody to put in the chat a yes or a no. No means you've not seen anybody on TikTok with any medical studies because they don't have any. And these people, even that writing books, whatever, they don't have any medical proof behind what they're saying. You're being all led by opinions with no facts until now. This protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's the most intense medical research that's ever been done on weight loss. And it's not a diet, it's a detox. So let's talk about, since no one's stepping up to the plate to get a free consultation, let's talk about how this works. So first of all, it was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world. They had been paid for 40 years to analyze diets, never found a diet that ever worked. But they thought there's got to be people in the world that aren't overweight. And they found other researchers who'd gone to these remote areas in places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Nobody was overweight. And the secret was too simple. The foods they had available to them, not available to us, just had inordinate amounts of nutrition. So much so that those 5 groups together, the researchers called the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint, they have about 300 different nutrients. 300, not 30. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any diets at all. So let's first talk about why your diets are failing miserably. Before I do that, let me give you the evidence, the medical proof. Here is, this is a direct quote from the study done by Medicare. Medicare is trying to bring healthcare costs down, right? Listen to what they said. Medicare search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare looked at the long-term outcomes of diets and found that 2/3 of every person on every diet gained more weight than they lost. That's exactly what these researchers have seen as well. So the key was these foods from these ancient areas, could we get them? And the answer was yes. Not us, but the researchers. So they used those. But what they did, they put together a new grocery list you take to your grocery store, because 30% of whatever you spent last month, that's all you're going to buy at your grocery store, and you're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. So 70% of your money goes towards these foods that literally come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. That's what you're going to eat. Then they invented, based on nutrition, a new way of eating where 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. That's what she did. She started with what they call the world's most perfect meals for breakfast, lunch and dinner from the grocery, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect foods. 2 days a week. no food from the grocery, only the world's most perfect foods. And this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. Now that was critically important to detox. I forgot to ask you all a question. Do you all believe we're living in a toxic world, and do you believe you are toxic? Because if you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. This is about detoxification. The weight loss is the throw in the booby prize almost. So here's what we know. We're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals as they enter our body. The body takes the chemical to protect us, stuffs it inside your visceral fat. So the bloating you experience has nothing to do with getting fatter. That is a total lie. You don't gain fat cells. If you're at puberty, you have as many fat cells as you're going to have when you die, give or take a few. So all this nonsense you're being told about a diet to burn fat or going to the gym to burn fat, these trainers, sorry, if you're on a trainer on here, you got it wrong. There's no such thing as burning fat. Total nonsense, total crap, no medical proof behind it at all. But we've all been duped into thinking that we're going to the gym and we're burning fat. Nothing could be farther from the truth. But here's why diets won't work. Because your body has no idea what calories are. It's never counted a calorie. It's impossible for you to be hungry for calories. The only thing you can ever be hungry for is nutrition. That's what these researchers proved. So they limited the amount of food you could buy from your grocery store, only 30%. Because our food, even in the best organic environments, is woefully, it's almost nutritionally bankrupt. That's why they use the other 70% of the food came from these regions with these enormous amounts of nutrition, disproportionate to any other food groups we'd ever seen. So the reason she ate 8 times a day is because each night before you go to sleep, your body automatically detoxes by doing what? By all but stopping digestion. That's why eating late at night would be so bad for you. When it does that, when the nutrition is slowed down, the body automatically begins to detox. It's called autophagy. It happens every single night when you sleep, when the body gets rid of the dead cells. These researchers wanted to prove they could have her body detox when she was awake by doing what? By giving her only these world's most perfect foods 8 times a day. She was getting really small amounts of food, but large amounts of nutrition. And they proved it through what? Through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, that this was removing chemicals from her body. Not up for debate. So again, unless you have a strategy to remove toxins from your body, I guess you're okay storing poisons inside your body right now. All of us. I still have toxins in my body. This doesn't get rid of all the toxins, but it gets rid of some of them. Isn't that a great, doing nothing? Do you want to just do nothing? You just want to breathe and drink and eat chemicals and have them just keep accumulating in your body, and then you get more and more bloated. And you think, oh my God, I'm getting fatter. No, you're not. Your existing fat cells are telling you you're metabolically in trouble. And so also what they found on this, that blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, it's all plummeted. And also, in 30 days, inflammation came down 25% in 30 days. 25%. No one's ever seen results like this, ever. And what about maintenance? I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years, and all I do, I have the world's most perfect food for breakfast every morning. I'll have lunch here in a little while and dinner tonight. Now, and then about every couple months, I do another 48-hour detox. I just finished one actually this morning. I feel like Superman. And the reason I do that is because the toxins aren't going on vacation. I mean, we're all, right now, if you're in North America, you're breathing in the fumes from the coal-fired power plants in China from 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, the wind blows those pollutants over, and we're sucking them in right now. Diets don't work. It's impossible for them to work, because I will promise you that all the research says 25 to 40% of everything you're losing on any diet you're on is lean muscle mass. It's not up for debate. The shots, for example, we're going to talk about those in a minute. The research is clear. 40% you're losing no fat on the shot, none, zero. Up to 40% of what you're losing is your lean muscle mass. Again, not a guess. The medical proof is behind it. That's it, everybody. Keep tapping on there. Hopefully you're learning something. So again, let me review real quickly. This is not a diet. There are no products involved. There are no pills involved. And it's no dieting. It's based on food, but a new way of eating food called protein pacing. You can all look it up. You can Google it. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. I didn't invent it. I have nothing to do with it. But we were chosen to bring this research to all of you. On our website, the majority of the clinical studies are on the website for you to see. We're not giving you opinions. So again, I'd love for anybody, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight. I'll show you. Number one, I'll tell you what your medical weight should be. And then number two, I'll show you how you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. And you can lose as much weight in a month as about a year. We see it all the time. She's not the only one. Look at Julie here, everybody. How about 35 pounds in 37 days? Where's the loose skin? That has nothing to do with body image or body dysphoria. That's a healthier woman on the right because she's detoxed, because her body's been able to remove the chemicals and her visceral fat shrank. Heck, in the studies, you'll read it. The visceral fat, that's the fat around your organs, it shrank by 33% in about 6 weeks. 33%. No one, and she didn't lose fat, but the fat cells shrank. That's what you want to have. That means that you're detoxing your body. Am I making sense? Does everybody get this? And I can't believe a female 5'1". Good, Maxie. But what's your current weight, Maxie? I need to know. And then I'll give you how fast you're going to lose weight on this. Anybody else, if you want to come on, you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll give you a free evaluation. Number one, show you what your medical weight should be. Mary, man, I'm 4'11", I'm 137. Okay. Marry me. Okay, if you're 4'11", you want to be no more than 100 pounds. That's going to be 37 pounds. Get ready. The first 4 days, you're going to lose 5 or 6 pounds. I know it sounds crazy to you. In the first month, 137, you'll lose at least 15 pounds. 112 after 1 month. 112 after 2 months, you should be about 112. Yeah, 2 months, you're going to basically be at 100 pounds. In 2 months, you're going to be right at about 100 pounds. Maybe 105, but tell me, my mirror, how excited would you be about that? You got it? Oh, a female, 5'1", 140. Okay, again, you, 110 would be great. That's 30 pounds. You're going to lose at least 5 pounds in the first 4 days. I would say in your case, minimum 15 pounds in the first month, 125 after 1 month, 110 after 2 months. Basically, a little over 2 months, you should be, well, no, 110. You're going to be at 110 in 2 months. Did you hear what I just said? And put in the chart. Come on, everybody, give me some comments about these numbers. Okay, Maxie McCoy, female, 5'8", 250. Okay, Maxie, 5'8", you're tall. Great weight for you is going to be 150, about 100 pounds. Maxie, first 4 days, you're going to probably lose 8 to 10 pounds. Maxie, first month, you could lose as much as 30 pounds, 220 after 1 month. I'd say 200 pounds after 2 months. It'll slow down a little bit. 180 after 3 months, 160 after 4 months. So 5 months maximum, Maxie, you should be right around 150. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. In 5 months, you should be 150 or sooner, or sooner. But I'm giving you low numbers, Maxie, because I'd rather under-promise and over-perform. Are you going to be mad at me if you lose the weight in 3.5 or 4 months instead of 5 months? I hope not. Maxie, are you excited about that? Come on, give me some, all of you, give me some comments, and let's keep tapping on the screen if you like what I'm telling you. Cash, I'm 5'1", 236, 5'1", 110, great weight for you, Cash. So 5'1", 236. Okay, so first of all, the first 4 days, you're going to lose 10 to 12 pounds. The first month, you'll probably lose 30 pounds. I'd say 206 after 1 month. It'll slow down a little bit. So 206, I'm going to say you're going to be about 206, 181 after 2 months. It'll slow down a little bit, 181, 160 after 3 months, 140 after 4 months, 120 after 5 months. 6 months in, you should be 110 pounds. Cash, tell me how excited you would be about that. Did you hear what I said? And you're going to gain lean muscle even if you don't exercise. And you're not going to be hungry. And it's based on food. It's not a diet. And they didn't allow her to exercise. She wore a Fitbit to prove she didn't exercise. And again, 35 pounds in 37 days with a real natural detox and a new way of eating. Okay? What do I have to do? You go to the website right here. Look at this. Do you see that website? Mirror. Do you see the website right there? Google The New Health Conversation. That's where you go. Go to that. Cash, you're saying great, good. I'm happy for you. You see it? So screenshot that. You go to that website. Only thing there's the medical proof. You scroll down, you get a free coach and free consultation. How much is the coaching? $0. How much is the consultation? $0. What do you buy from us? Nothing. What are you buying? Food. and they'll give you a grocery list. 30% of what you spent last month, you're going to buy from a grocery store. The other 70% goes towards these foods you can't buy in any grocery store anywhere in the world that come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. You're buying food, everybody. There are no pills, no potions, no lotions, no shots, no surgery, nothing. This is all natural. Well, you can see she lost 60 pounds in 90 days or 30 kilos for some of my friends that are on metric. 60 in 90 days, come on, that's 5 pounds a week average. You're all excited about a pound a week, maybe. Am I right or am I wrong? Tell me, put it in the chat, tell me. Cash Queen, are you excited? Right, Mary Ma, you got it. Okay. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Okay, Maxie, I did Maxie, didn't I? Maxie, you told me you were 5'1", but I don't think you ever gave me your weight. Oh, there you are. I did do you, Maxie. 5'8", 250. Yeah, I did. Cash Queen, thank you. That would be amazing. How do you do this? Okay, mirroring me, right. Okay, Cash, yes. Yes, men and women. Oh, Michael, here, look. This is a 65-year-old diabetic. Look at that, Michael. 40 pounds in a month. Michael, 40 pounds in a month. Look at his A1C, Michael, from 8.4 to 6.4. That's a 65-year-old man with no exercise allowed. Look at his stomach on day 1, Michael. Look at his stomach on day 30. Talk about men and women. Look at that. Even more striking than that. Look at Eric here. How about 45 pounds in a month, Michael? But look at his medical work. His triglycerides and LDL cut in half in 30 days. Blood pressure went from 134 down to 91, 102 over 61. That's world-class blood pressure. That's fantastic. Michael, it's not a diet. The main reason to do this for all of you is not to lose weight. That's like the third reason. The number one reason to do this is to assist your own body in detoxification and then maintenance. Cause the weight is, look, we're going to get the weight off you. It's not even an issue. My God, look at him, 45 pounds in a month. Now that's extreme. I'd say the average is more like her. She had 30 pounds to lose, lost 5. Look at it, 21 pounds in a week. Look at her stomach on day 1 and day 30. That's with no exercise. I've had men weighing about 250, lose 20 pounds in the first month. Oh, okay, here's a doctor coming on. He's saying I've had men weighing about 250, lose 25 to 37 pounds in the first month with Peter's program. You're flattering me. It's not really my program. It's called protein pacing, but close enough. Oh, hello, hello. Can all of you hear me? No sound? Hello? Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Give me a yes if you can hear me. On my end, it shows that it's working. Hello, Yolanda. Please tell me. Yes. Okay. Whew. Sorry about that, everybody. Technical glitches. So, Michael, again, if you want to tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Yolanda, I'm going to explain that in 1 second, okay? All right, Michael, if you don't want me to do it, it's fine. Listen, so here's how it works. This was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world after 40 years of being paid to try and find a diet where people could lose weight and keep it off. They never succeeded, and they found that 2/3 of everybody in every diet gained more weight than they lost because of one simple fact. On every diet all of you are on or been on, you lose 25 to 40% of the weight you're actually losing is not fat, it's your lean muscle mass. When that happens, it slows down your metabolism. That's why you've gained all the weight back. Nobody would be on this call, this Zoom right now, or this podcast, if you'd lost weight and kept it off. I know that's not true. Oh, there's Michael. Okay. And Everchim. And Yolanda, if you want to put your numbers in. Let me walk through first for Michael and everybody how they did this. So the researchers, after 40 years, finally said diets don't work. There have to be people somewhere in the world where nobody's overweight. So they found other researchers, all of you, Michael, and these researchers found people in areas, remote areas in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And the thing was that nobody was overweight. And the secret was so simple. They simply had access to foods with huge amounts of nutrition that we don't have access to, even if we do organic. And some of the nutrients in some of these foods, like from Mongolia or from Tibet, the ingredients from Mongolia were proven to lower stress, but it's the only place in the world these ingredients existed. Then the other elements, some of them came from the Himalayas in Tibet, it lowered inflammation in the body. So it's not a matter of, oh, I'm going to eat healthy and go get a list of organic food. That's not how it worked. So what the researchers did, they did develop a food list that you all would get for free. You take to your grocery store, take your total food budget last month, take 30% of those dollars. That's all you're going to buy from your grocery store for a month. The other 70% of your money is going to go to these other researchers with these foods that those people are eating that nobody's overweight from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and Zealand. So that's what you're going to eat. But the most important part is this new way of eating called protein pacing. Like the name implies, you'll see. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with the World's Most Perfect Foods for breakfast. She had lunch and dinner from the grocery list, and a fourth meal, the World's Most Perfect Foods. That's what they call these foods, by the way. You know why? Because they have about 300 nutrients. 300, not 30. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any prescription drugs, supplements at all. Then 2 days a week, here's the detox. And one thing I didn't share with all of you yet, do you believe we're living in a toxic world? Give me some yeses. And do you believe you're toxic? Because if you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. If you do, here's the reality. We're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals. And as they enter our body, the body, to protect us, takes the chemical and stuffs it inside what's called our visceral fat. The visceral fat is the fat around the organs, and those fat cells expand. You do not get fatter. Never, 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 never. Don't listen to that nonsense. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you die. They can expand or contract. That's the really good news. Because if you can get them to contract, which they did here through detoxification, you're going to be so much healthier, right? So every night, by the way, every night when you go to sleep, you detox. You probably didn't know that. What happens, your body shuts down, almost stops digestion, which it has to do in order to perform detoxification called autophagy, where every single night your body gets rid of the dead cells. Every night. You don't have to do anything. Just don't eat too late. Well, these researchers, by feeding her 8 times a day, she was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. So what they basically were doing, she was getting really small amounts of food that slowed her digestive tract down, but she still had lots of nutrition. Remember, these foods have 300 nutrients. So even though there was a lesser quantity, volume-wise, she was still getting huge amounts of nutrition. And then they proved it. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved without a shadow of a doubt this was removing chemicals from the body. What else did they find? Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all plummeted in a month. The diabetics on this, they had to cut their insulin by 50% in a month. People that were pre-diabetic were no longer pre-diabetic at the end of 30 days even. And inflammation, which plagues everybody, came down 25% in a month. No diets ever produced anything like this. And let me be very, very clear. We're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions. All we're doing is sharing with you the medical journals, which are on our website for all of you to see that it's real and it's backed up by medical science. Here's what I'm going to ask all of you. Wow. Michael. You don't know that. Michael, are you the Godfather? I love that movie. So I'm a former pro fighter and own a boxing gym now, 22 years old. You're 20, you mean the gym's 22 years old or you're 22 years old? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, Michael, let me come back to you for just a moment. Now, everybody, maintenance. So the number one reason to do it is detoxification, which no diet does. And the other reason is maintenance. But the maintenance is because you're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet. So let me do the stuff. Okay, I get it. All right. So I don't want to make you mad, okay? Let me go over your numbers, Michael. I saw you here somewhere. Oh, 5'7", Okay, Michael. Imagine when you're training, if you're going to pull this off. Michael, at 5'7", the ideal weight for you is going to be about 150. That means 27 pounds because you're already in pretty darn good shape, to be quite honest with you. So 27, sorry, Michael. Someone got ahead of me here. Hold on. So, Michael, you're 5'7", 177. Okay. Michael, you're going to lose, you only need to lose about 27 pounds max. Michael, the first 4 days, you're probably going to lose 6 or 8 pounds. The first month, Michael, it'd be nothing for you to lose 15 pounds. 152 after 1 month. You're basically, I mean, is that right? Yeah, you're going to basically be at your goal probably in 6 weeks. You should be 150 within 6 weeks max, Michael. That's with no exercise. None of these people, Michael, were allowed to exercise. They actually were Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise, and they gained, in her case, they all, between 9 and 12%, they gained lean muscle mass, what's called fat-free mass. Michael, as a fighter and someone training, just tell me what you think about those numbers. Is that crazy? Crazy? And then you should see what happens to people if they do work out. None of the pictures I'm showing you here, Michael, no one was allowed to work out. They wore Fitbits because the researchers wanted to make sure that you wouldn't say, oh, it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. Because we know, for example, that diet and exercise, a huge study now out of UCLA, landmark study, UCLA research has found that diet and exercise ineffectiveness parallels all diets. Like nearly every dieting method combining diet and exercise proves unsuccessful for the vast majority in sustaining meaningful weight loss long term. So again, they purposely didn't let people exercise because they wanted to prove to everybody that the exercise was not a factor in weight loss ever. Does that make sense, Michael? All right, let me see if Michael answered. Michael, I promise I'm going to go over that in just a moment. Let me do Yolanda and a couple more people, okay? Let me do Yolanda next, and then I'll go over exactly what you do and how you do it. Okay, so there was Michael. Oh, Everchim, you're 5 feet, 140, assuming a female, 40 pounds. You need to be 100 pounds. You're going to lose probably 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. The first month, at least 15 pounds. 125, 110 after 2 months. So about 2.5 months, you're going to be at 100 pounds, Everchim. Tell me how excited you are about that. Okay, Michael, I did Yolanda. You're 5'6", 213. So Yolanda, great weight for you is going to be about 130. 130 is going to be 130 is going to be 13 and 70, about 83 pounds. Okay, 130. Anyway, Yolanda, first 4 days you're going to lose 8 to 10 pounds. The first month, Yolanda, you could lose close to 25 pounds in a month. Let's go with 20. You're going to be 203 after 1 month, another 20, 183 after 2 months, 163 after 3 months. 4 months, easily, less than 4 months, you're going to be 130. Yolanda, put it in the chat. How excited would you be about that? Okay, let me keep going. That's Yolanda. How do we start? Sir, I have to go, but I'm very interested. Michael, here's the website. Write this website down. Do you see it right there? Screenshot it, Michael, because that's where you're going to go, actually. And it's all the medical proof. And if you like what you see, Michael, scroll all the way down. Free consultation and free coaching. How much is the coaching, Michael? 0. And the only thing you're buying on this, Michael, is food. Let me go really fast. You're going to get a grocery list from our coaches. 30% of what you're going to buy is from the grocery store: proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% is food you can't buy in any grocery store anywhere, Michael. Comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Then we're going to teach you how to eat 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. And 2 days a week, you're going to have 8 meals a day. But the coaching's free. They'll go over all it with you because you have to run, Michael. I'm sorry. That's as fast as I can do it. You're eating food, Michael. There are no products, no pills, no lotions, no motions, no injections. So isn't that cool, Michael? All right. Good. And Yolanda, too. So you see the website, Michael. Screenshot it. I want to make sure the New Health Conversation, that's where you're going to go to get all the information. You get a free coach. They'll show you the grocery list. They'll tell you how to get the foods from Russia and and then they'll coach you for free. Okay? Got it? All right. So let's go with Master Micah, 6'1". For you, a great weight is going to be around 210. That's 210 is going to be 240 pounds. Okay, let's go. 140, sorry, 140. Master Micah, you're going to lose in the first 4 days 10 to 12 pounds. First month, you're going to lose it. I'm going to tell you right now, you'll probably lose 35 pounds. So after 1 month, you should be very, very close to 115. The second month, it might slow down a little bit, about 30 pounds. That's going to get you down 115. You're going to be 185. The third month in, it could slow a little bit more, 185. You'll probably lose 20 pounds, 185. Sorry, I lost my mind. I want you to be 210. So first month, 35 pounds gets you to 315. It's in the 200s. That's my problem. Okay, the second month, you're going to be right around 280. The third month, 280, probably 255. The fourth month's in, it'll slow down a little bit. So 235, 215. The fifth month, you're going to crack 200. You should be about, well, no, you're going to be there in 4 months. 4 months, you should be at 210. 4 to 5 months max. Tell me how excited you are about that. Good, Michael. Do that. Yeah, I know, Master Micah, but we see it all the time. You got to understand, you're not an experiment. Look, here's a 65-year-old man, Micah. How about 40 pounds in a month? How about 40 pounds in a month? But look at his A1C, Micah, from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. That's a 25% reduction in weight in just a really short period of time. So amazing. Would this work? Master, look, wait a minute. Would it work? Master, look at him. His A1C from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. You tell me. Tell me, look at that. Look at his A1C, 25% reduction. Micah, this was invented by a diabetic chemist 25 years ago. We've helped hundreds of thousands of diabetics. Type 1, are you type 1 or type 2? Make sure, Michael, when you fill out the form, if you decide, put in I'm a diabetic type 1 or 2, because we'll get your coach who works exclusively with diabetics. The coaching's free. Guess, Micah, how much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. What do you buy from us? Nothing. You're buying food and learning a new way of eating. You're type 2. Okay, that's really great. Micah, get ready. Are you on glucophage, metformin, or insulin? Are you on any med or Ozempic or any of those? We need to know that, because that is going to determine. Here's the thing I'll tell you, Micah. Most diabetics on this, within the first month, if they are on medication, Ozempic, you're going to probably have to cut it by 50% within 3 weeks. I'm telling you, that's how massively successful this is. So you need less medication. I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed with needing less medication. He was an insulin diabetic and cut his insulin by 50% in a month, Micah. 50%. You know, he was shooting insulin, which he had to do because he's a type 1 diabetic. So are you excited now, Master Micah? And Master Micah, let me ask you a question. Yolanda, the same thing. I'm going to ask both of you to be honest and put in the chat, are you aware, either of you, of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence or a podcast like this that is totally medically educated and we've got the solution to obesity? Just give me a yes or no. Yolanda, or you, Master Micah, or anybody else that wants to comment. No. How about you, Yolanda? A yes or a no? There's a reason I'm asking you. Yolanda, if you're still there, just give me a yes or no. No means you're not aware of anybody on social media with any peer-reviewed, any medical proof at all. All right, well, if you don't, it's okay, Yolanda, you don't have to comment, but Micah, okay, so let me give you all something to think about. Until this podcast, if you were on any diet that you probably have all been on, you were following someone, let's call him an influencer on TikTok. But the only thing they would get, you already proved to me, they have no medical studies that we can find. Nobody has a medical study. So what you were relying on was their opinion. They're nice people. There's medical doctors and chiropractors and dietitians and nutritionists and fitness people, but they don't have a shred of medical evidence. So you were handing over your life, your weight loss journey, to an opinion. Now you have a choice. What he did, published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, is your choice number 2. So I'm going to ask you now that you know, don't do it yet. In the chat, put a 1 if you're okay with just following opinions with no medical facts, or you put a 2 in if you want to do what he did, backed in 10 of the medical journals in the world, put a 2. Go ahead, anybody, put a 1 or a 2. Because what you're proving to me is what I knew, that most people are completely don't understand. That just because it's an MD or it's a PhD or it's a chiropractor, because they're telling you something, it doesn't mean there's any medical proof behind it, because there isn't. They're giving you opinions. And if you're going to if you're going to rely on your life on opinions, good luck with that. So, who else would like to know about how to do this or their own personal story? If you'll tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. And Master Mike, I want to make one more time. You understand, there's the website you all can go to for free. There's nothing to buy. It's totally open to the public. And the only thing there is the medical proof. But if you like what you see, you can scroll down and get a free consultation and a free coach. We're nutritional researchers. We have no products to sell you. You're going to buy, if you do this, you're going to get a grocery list you take to your grocery store. And the other 30% of the food you'd buy is from your grocery store, leaving you 70% of the money to get these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, which are the foods that people are eating. Nobody's overweight. And they represent huge amounts of nutrition. And these foods you can't buy in any grocery store, where you're in England, United States, Mexico, I don't care. It doesn't exist. These are very specific areas that have food groups with huge amounts of nutrition, which basically you have to understand. You've all been taught, including me initially, that calorie deficit is the way to lose weight. What a bunch of nonsense. Let me tell you why. The human body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. You've never been hungry for calories in your lifetime. It is impossible. You're not hungry for calories. The only thing you can ever be hungry for is nutrition. This program, that's what it's based on. So look at her. There were no products, no pills, no dieting, revolutionary natural detox. That's what this is. So would any of the new people who have come on, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you what your medical weight should be, and then I'll show you how fast you can lose weight to get down to your medical weight, where I can tell you right now, in the first 4 days, you're going to lose about as much weight as you would in 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. And more. So again, who would like to know, if you come on and tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. I don't understand why people aren't staying. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. This is the only medical proof on all of TikTok or the social media with any medical proof behind it. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. How she actually lost 60 pounds in 90 days. No products, no pills, no dieting, revolutionary natural detox backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. So again, would anybody like to ask me how she did this, or your own personal story? If you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who else would like to know? I'll show you an extreme example. Look at this, everybody. That's 11 months. 11 months. No loose skin. Not Photoshop. And then this, look at Eric. How about that? That's 1.5 pounds a day. A day. Would you say, if anybody will comment, most of you are excited in a week to lose 1 pound? That's really good on a diet. Do you agree? And they tell you all the time on diet, Stella, it's a detox. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. I'll be happy to explain it to you now. Thanks for asking. So Stella, and you don't have to, but what I've been doing for people, I'll give you a free consultation right now on if you tell me if you're male or you're female, how tall you are and your current weight. I'll tell you what your medical weight should be, and then I'll show you. I'm going to stun you. You're going to lose as much weight on this in 4 days as 6 weeks of dieting. There were no products, no pills, no lotions, no shots. It's based on food and a new way of eating. It was developed by the top weight loss researchers in the world after 40 years of research. 40 years. And Bella, they never found a diet that worked. 2/3 of everybody on every diet gained more weight than they lost. And here's something you may not know, Bella. Stella, sorry. I'm sorry. Stella. Bellamy, Stella, sorry, I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. So what they did, they basically said, diet, oh, you're already given it 5'5", 170, I'm 54 and going through, oh, okay, Stella. First of all, we have people with no thyroids, with goiter, with Hashimoto's, with, how about perimenopause? How about perimenopause? How about PCOS? How about menopause? Now, again, we're not curing, treating, and diagnosing, but the symptoms of women report come down drastically. Night sweats, hot flashes, bloating, and of course, it's really hard for you to lose weight. Wait till I tell you what's possible for you right now, Stella. Ready? So you're 5'5", 170. A great weight for you is going to be about 120. That's 50 pounds. Get ready, Stella. The first 4 days, you'll lose 5 to 8 pounds in just the first 4 days. You're going to lose the first month, Stella, at least 15 pounds. You'll be one. Let me ask you a quick question. Stella, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It'll make every diet obsolete. Stella, are you aware of anybody? Can you hear me now? Stella, can you hear me now? Yes. What I said, Stella, is are you aware of anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence? Because this protocol, Stella, is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So number one, is it safe? Number two, it's real. Nothing I'm sharing with you. No, right. So Stella, not to your surprise, what you've been doing, if you follow, I'm sure you've been on some kind of diet and you followed somebody that told you about the diet, whether it was a celebrity or whatever. But you understand if they don't have a peer-reviewed human trial study, the only thing they're giving you, Stella, is an opinion. So you now have an opportunity to change your life and hit the do-over button. So Stella, the way this works is pretty simple. Well, not really. It took them 40 years to figure it out. The researchers who created this, Bella, it's a detox. Stella, again, a yes or no. Do you believe we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you are toxic? Yes or no? Very important. If you don't believe you're toxic, you're on the wrong podcast because this is not a diet. This is about detoxification. Yes. Okay, good. We're on the same page. So Stella, are you aware that every night when you go to sleep, as long as you don't eat too late, your body all but stops digestion and turns on a natural detox mechanism called autophagy when your body gets rid of all the dead cells? Are you aware of that? Yes. Okay, good. So what these researchers aimed to do was to create that when she was awake. Now here's how they accomplished it. As I told you, they spent 40 years tracking down diets, were paid to find a diet that worked. They never found a diet that worked, and 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost because 25 to 40%, Stella, of any diet you've ever been on is lean muscle mass. So let's say you lost 20 pounds, up to 8 pounds is lean muscle, not fat. Stella, there's no such thing as burning fat at a diet or in the gym. That's a total non-starter. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you die, give or take a few. And what our fat cells are doing to protect us from this environment we're now in is we're breathing, drinking, and eating chemicals. The chemicals are in the body forces it into the fat cell and causes the fat cell to expand. That's why you may experience bloating, which most people complain to us. It's not a body image thing. It's not body dysphoria. It's not body image. It's simply your body warning you and telling you you're toxic. Okay, so here's what they did. These researchers put a food list together, but only 30% of what you would eat comes from your grocery store. From this list, you'll get from our coaches proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Only 30%, but very selective food amounts, okay? The other 70% came from other researchers that these researchers created this new, who had gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand for 20 years and brought back these foods with huge amounts of nutrition. So the researchers said, okay, what happens if we put this together and create a new way of eating, which they did, called protein pacing, Stella. You can Google it. It's in Google. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. So 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started only with what they call the world's most perfect foods from around the world, lunch and dinner from the grocery, and a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most perfect foods. 2 days a week, no good food from your grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. This time, she ate 8 times a day. Yeah, she was eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. And here's what happened, Stella. By her being able to consume those foods, she could consume over 8 meals. She could have really small servings, which did what? Slowed down her digestive tract, but she still had lots of nutrition from these foods, turning on the natural detox mechanism. And they had to prove it by doing what? They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving this removed toxins from her body, and that's why she shrank. Stella, you will lose a whole dress size just in the first week on this. So can you imagine in a month where you're going to be? It's so crazy because men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week with no exercise. I lost 8 inches off my waist in 14 days, Stella, 23 years ago, where in 7 weeks I lost 40 pounds and I've kept it off for 23 years. Stella, you're not doing a diet. This is a detox. But what else they found, Stella, in analyzed, this is the most scrutinized medical research ever done on diets, ever in history. They didn't just measure blood, stool, urine, and fat. They measured liver enzymes. They brain cognition. They measured inflammation, which in this case came down 25% in a month. No one's ever seen anything like this, let alone your perimenopause, menopause symptoms, people with no thyroids, no gallbladders, having amazing out-of-body experiences. That's how it works, Stella. Now, if you want, Stella, here's the website right here. You'd go to Google and you'd type in The New Health Conversation, and it'll take you to the website. And when you go to the website, we won't contact you, Stella. We don't need to do that. There's the medical proof for you to see, including an interview, Stella, with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. He and his team are the ones who created this. They have no products. They don't have a company. It's based on food. That's what's so great about it. There's no lotions, potions, pills, shots, nothing. It's all based on food. 30% from your grocery store, wherever you live in the world. And the other 70% you can't buy in any grocery store anywhere in the world. You're eating those foods and you're having the time of your life. But Stella, how excited would you be about getting down to your weight that fast? Tell me. And Stella, you're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week, and you're going to gain anywhere from 9 to 12% lean muscle. None of these people, by the way, Stella, were allowed to exercise. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. You know why? Because they wanted to make sure people understood exercise has nothing to do with weight loss. It never has. A big study out of UCLA landmark study. UCLA researchers proved that diet and exercise ineffectiveness parallels all diets. The researchers found like nearly every dieting method combining diet and exercise proves unsuccessful for meaningful long-term weight loss. So all this nonsense we've been told about rushing to the gym to lose weight is nothing but hogwash. It doesn't work in the long run. You may lose some weight initially and then it all comes back. Plus, you're killing yourself in the gym. I go to the gym twice a week, but for cardiovascular. I don't go for weight loss. It's so different, Stella. This is going to change everything you ever thought about diet, exercise, and nutrition. Not because you weren't smart, only because you didn't have access to this material. You already told me you don't know of anybody on TikTok with any medical proof. So the only thing you could rely on was their opinions. You're not relying on opinions here. This is published. The medical journals are on our site. At least, I think the top 4 of them are on our medical site. I mean, on the New Health Conversation when you go there. So, Stella, how does that sound? I can't handle starches. I know you spelled it wrong. Wow, awesome. I would be so happy. Stella, great. And Stella, did you Photoshop the website? Have you got the website? And Stella, if you go there I have 2 sons and 4 grandkids. On their lives, we're not going to contact you. But you get a chance. Once you see the medical proof, then scroll down, you get a free coach and free consultation. How much is the coaching? 0. How much is the consultation? 0. How can we do this? Because the New Health Conversation is a movement. I started it 23 years ago, one person, me. Stella, we've helped 800,000 people in 23 years. And ironically, you know what's happening? People are going on this, having amazing results, and coming back to us and say, I'd like to help coach somebody else. Stella, my favorite, this is based on the movie Pay It Forward, one of my favorite movies of all time. And this is what we're doing. It's like-minded people that want to help like-minded people. In a world that's so divided now, we have a consensus of people that want to help other people. What a great thing. There's no discrimination, age, skin color, ethnicity, political affiliation. We don't allow any of that. Everybody's neutral. Everybody's a human being. That's all we care about. There's no prejudice involved at all. We won't allow it. But it's such a wonderful feeling to think that people are willing to help other people because they had such life-changing. I mean, for some people, they're saying this saved their lives. That's not me saying that. That's people that do that. So Stella, now Good, Stella. You get a free coat. Oh, yeah, Stella. Stella, think of me. I'm the little boy. Not really, but I love that movie. I love it, love it, love it. So, yeah, Stella, what a great, great movie. Um, so Stella, just tell me before I move off this, you have the website. Everybody, that's the website you go to for free. Photo, screenshot, whatever you call it. Screen share, screenshot it, Photoshop it, I don't know. I'm not an internet whiz. I'm a nutritional researcher. By the way, everybody, not to impress you, but I want to impress upon you. Who the heck is this guy? Me. Well, here's my bio. I've written 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 appearances on PBS. I've done 1,500 live lectures around the world in hospitals and universities. Hell, they flew me to China to lecture on obesity. I was also a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, the largest autism conference in the world, 2 years in a row. So I'm very proud of my academic studies. I share with you as my audience comes from medical proof, and I would challenge all of you again. Can anybody? All right, Stella. Had better you than me to do that. It's Can you tell me now? Is it better now? Can anybody tell me? Now I can hear you. Okay. Citron, thumbs up. Okay, great. Thank you, Stella. I don't know if any of you, if there's any problem with the podcast, please let me know because you deserve to hear at least an unscripted static is not good. I don't want to be giving you static. But again, would any of the other people that are on here, would you like to know if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Or I can just walk through and explain to you all how this actually works because it's not a detox. I mean, it's not a diet, it's a detox. It doesn't work anything like diets. So again, I need some input from people. Tell me if you're excited about this protocol and you'd like to know if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight. I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Oh, Citron, hello. How are you today? 5'7", okay, 5'7", great weight for you is going to be at 130. That's going to be 43 pounds. I think I said 3.5 months. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 3.5 months. Yes, absolutely. I'm great, Citron. I'm really great. Let me help you now. 5'7", 130. Get ready, Citron. You should weigh about 130. That should be your medical weight. Okay, so that's 43 pounds. Get ready. The first 4 days, Citron, you're going to lose 6 to 8 pounds. The first month, Citron, minimum 20 pounds. 153 after 1 month. After 2 months, the second month, you'll be a little bit slower, 15 pounds. From 153, that's going to drop you down to 158. The third month, 143. So 4 months, Citron, you're going to be 130. 4 months or less, 130. Put it in the chat. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. In 4 months, 130. Would that blow your mind? Would just blow your mind? And O is Joni, it's a detail. Read the, okay, hold, Joni, here. There's a better explanation. No products, no pills, no dieting, revolutionary natural detox. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So please stand by, Joni. Joni Baloney? Really? Joni Baloney. Huh. I've never seen that name before. I'm just curious. Is that your family name or is it a handle name? I'm just curious. I've never ever seen that before. So, Citron, are you excited? Laugh out loud. No, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just curious. I don't know. Because in some circles, that'd be one heck of a great name. That'd be great. Nickname. Okay, all right. I don't know. Maybe there are people with Bologna as a last name. I don't know. I mean, I'm doing this all the time. Okay. So anyway, Citron, you're excited about that. Good. Now look, all of you, here's the website to go to if you want to go see the medical proof and then get a free coach and free consultation. And you buy nothing from us. You're going to buy food. They're going to give you a grocery list. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. So let's go back to always female 5'5", 225, 5'5" again for you. You want to be at 120, that's 105 pounds. Okay, for you, the first 4 days, not 4 weeks, you're going to lose 8 to 10 pounds. Your first month, you're going to probably lose you'll lose at least 25 pounds. So you should be 200 pounds at 1 month. You'll lose another 25 the second month, 175. The third month, it'll slow down a little bit, probably 20. So 155 after 3 months. 4 months, 155, 135. So 5 months, you should be 120 after 5 months. Tell me how excited you'd be about that, Citron. How excited would you be about that? Joni, okay, 5'2" female. All right, 5'2", 110, great weight for you, 170 pounds. Now remember, Joni Baloney, I'm giving you your medical weight, what you should weigh, not what you'd settle for in a diet. We're going to get you to your medical weight. That's the thing, okay? So at 5'2", you want to be 110. That's 170 pounds. Joni Baloney, get ready. This is not Joni Baloney stuff. You'll probably lose in the first 4 days 10 to 15 pounds. Did you hear what I said? 4 days. The first month, you're going to probably lose, I think you're going to lose about 35 pounds. That's going to get you down 35 pounds will get you down to 245. The second month, about 30 pounds. So 245, 240, yeah, 245, 30 will get you down to 215. The third month, 215, you should lose 25. 215 is going to get down to 190. The fourth month, 190, it'll slow down a little bit, 170. The fifth month, 150. The sixth month, 130. So basically, in 7 months, Joni Baloney, you should be about 110 pounds. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. So April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, by September, you should be 110. I promise. Tell me how. I promise I'm going to do it for you in a moment. Oasis, I'm ready and have a phone call with Peter. Really? Not with this Peter. Which Peter? One of our coaches, you mean? Oasis. Oasis. Huh. Who's your coach? Because somebody had to set it up. Somebody had to set the call up. It's okay. It's fine. I just don't, I'm not normally one-on-one unless it's one of the coaches that needs me to come in with a medical consultation. I'm happy to do it. Who's your coach? So you already signed up? You must have a coach or you wouldn't be getting through to me. So Oasis, who's your coach? Would anybody else like to know if you tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, just like I did for Joni Baloney and everybody else? And here's the thing, everybody. This is the website right there above my head, The New Health Conversation. For the new people, how she actually lost 60 pounds in 90 days, no products, no pills, no dieting, a revolutionary natural detox, published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, in the whole world. So who would like to ask me a question where I'll walk you through how fast you can lose weight on this? Who would like to know? Bob is your coach, right? Because, I mean, this is news to me. I'm happy to do it. I'm sure he'll contact me and let me know. He is one of my top coaches, and he's a great friend. I've known him for more than 20 years, and this turned his whole life around more than 20 years ago. Back in those days, I actually did coach him, but I'm so busy doing lives that I just don't have time to do it typically. But if he set it up, then you're in great hands. You're in great hands. Who else would like to know if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight? Joni, you need to go to okay, Joni, I'm going to type the website for you. Here's where you go, Joni. Hold on. The new. So right below your name, Joni, I just posted it. Do you see it right there? Give me a yes if you can see the new health conversation. Screenshot it. That's where you go to get a free coach and a free evaluation. And they'll give you the grocery list and go over everything with you, Joni. Remember, the coaching's free. Do you see it, Joni? Right below your name, The New Health Conversation. Tell me you can see that, Joni. Give me a yes. Oh, you can. Okay, great. And when you go there, Joni, we won't contact you. And figure you're going to get contacted within 24 hours, typically, Joni, depending on how busy we are. But normally we're back to you within, a coach will get a hold of you. They'll call you, text you, screenshot you, smoke signal, whatever. They'll get a hold of you, trust me. Okay? So who else would like to have me do a quick evaluation for them? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. No, Joni, thank you. We really want to make a big difference in your life, okay? You're going to love the coaches. They've got big hearts. They all did it themselves, Joni. And so they came to us and said, we'd like to coach somebody else. That's how this whole community's grown from one person, me, to 800,000. Because we've had so many people that had amazing results. And then they came to us and said, hey, I'd like to coach somebody. So we're very blessed that we get to do this. So good. We got some more hearts. We're at 3,200 likes. If you just keep tapping on your screen, you get more and more and more likes all the time. Who else would like to ask me a question or give me if you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Who would like to know? Let me show you some other pictures then. Everybody scrolling by. This is a 65-year-old man, everybody, 40 pounds in a month. But look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. That's in 30 days. 30 days, everybody. Look at his stomach on day 1. Look at his stomach on day 30. That's with no exercise. There was no exercise involved. So who else would like to know if you're male or female and how tall you are? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. You're not going to probably lose as much weight as him. The norms are her. 5 pounds a week on this is normal. That's not exceptional. That's really sort of average. How many of you would be excited about 5 pounds a week? Put it in the chat. Let me know. 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. And you look at her stomach on day 1 and her stomach on day 30, that's a detox. That is not body image. That has nothing to do with that. The reason she's bloated is because her body is stuffing chemicals in her fat cells to protect her from these poisons that we're all drinking, eating, breathing on a daily basis. So who else would like to ask me a question? Hello, LaPence. Hello, Charlotte. So again, who would like to ask a question? Nobody? What did she do? Charlotte, she did it. We can read it there. She did no products, no pills, no dieting, a revolutionary natural detox. This is a detox. It's not a diet. The weight loss is just this incredible side benefit, but it's primarily to get your own body to remove the chemicals we're all storing inside of our fat cells. And I will promise you, Charlotte, you can lose as much weight in 4 days on this as any diet you've ever been on for 6 weeks. I've been doing free personal consultations, Charlotte, for people. Well, it's obviously you're female. If you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll blow your mind how fast, and then I'll explain to you how it works, because it's based on food. Just like it says, there are no products, there were no pills, there was no dieting. It's a natural detox. And you need to know, Charlotte, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. And if you don't mind, Charlotte, let me ask you a question. Are you aware of anybody on TikTok or social media with one shred of medical evidence other than their opinions? We can't find anybody with any medical proof other than the pharmaceutical companies and this protocol, which is called protein pacing, which is in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, that it's safe. And these studies, some of them were started back in 2011, 15 years ago, cost millions of dollars, but they found the secret for weight loss, and it had nothing to do with dieting, counting calories, exercise. It had to do with detoxifying the body. 53154. Okay, 53. A good weight for you is going to be about 115. That's going to be 115 is going to be 39 pounds. Charlotte, the first 4 days you're going to lose 5 to 7 pounds. The first month, minimum 15 pounds. That'll get you down to 139. The second month, 139. Another 15, you should be 124. So basically, in 2.5 months, Charlotte, you should be about 115 in 2.5 months. Tell me how excited you'd be about that, Charlotte. There are no side effects, Simon Special, at all. None. Zero side effects. Zero. And the detox, well, Simon, I'd need to know. I could give you a rough estimate. If you told me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you'd get to maintenance, because you're detoxing 48 hours every week until you get all your weight off. Charlotte, so you're excited, right? So Charlotte, I'm going to type it for you right in the bottom. It's the New Health Conversation. And if you go there, Charlotte, we're not going to contact you, but you can scroll down and get a free coach and a free consultation. But I am going to explain it to you here in just a second. So someone special, would you like to know either for your own self personally, or I'll explain to you how the detox work? It's all based on food. There's no astringents. There's nothing crazy about it. There's no shots. There's no elixirs. There's no pills. There's no products at all, at all, at all. It's all based on food and a new way of eating. All right, well, I'm going to explain it to everybody then. So here's how it works. The researchers who created this, they were voted or acknowledged as the top weight loss researchers in the world, because for 40 years they were paid to analyze. They were trying to find diets that worked. They never found one that worked. So they weren't necessarily just frustrated, but they knew of other researchers that were doing this research in these faraway regions in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And they found these people in those regions had a commonality. Nobody was overweight. Amazing. Nobody was overweight. And when it came down to how they were doing this, it was really simple. They simply were eating foods that, by the way, you can't buy in any grocery store, with tremendous amounts of nutrition. And one of the things I can teach you that'll blow your mind, stop counting calories. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. You can't be hungry for calories when your body doesn't know what it is. The only thing your body can be hungry for is nutrition. And the reason diets don't work is pretty simple. When you lower the amount of food intake, you're lowering the amount of nutrition. When that happens, the brain thinks you're starving. It turns to your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism. That's why you've all gained all the weight back. But it does something much worse to you. By losing lean muscle, you also slow down your own immune system. So you're literally making yourselves unhealthy by being on any diet you've ever been on. So anyway, these researchers, they put together foods. They got these foods from these foreign lands, along with, you'd get a grocery list on this from our coaches for free. You take it to the grocery store and take a month's worth of food you bought last month. Imagine you have no food in your house. You're starting from scratch. 30% of what you spent last month, that's all you need to spend at the grocery store. The other 70% of the food you're going to consume comes from these exotic, well, they call them the world's most perfect foods, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, with these huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. Then based on that, they created, Charlotte, a new way of eating. Imagine, Charlotte, 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with the world's most perfect food for breakfast, lunch and dinner from the grocery list, and a fourth meal after dinner from the world's most perfect foods. 2 days a week, no food from your grocery store, Charlotte, only these exotic foods around the world. And this time, they had her eating 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. Now, why was that so important? Because that's what allowed her to detox. See, Charlotte and all of you, every night when you go to sleep, as long as you don't eat too late, your body slows down digestion, which it has to do. And then, and only then, does the body begin to detox in a process called autophagy, when your body gets rid of all the dead cells. You got it? On this protocol, because they were feeding her 8 times a day, really small amounts of food, it involved almost no digestion. So the body turned on digestion, but it still had lots of nutrients. Remember, these foods have 300 different nutrients. So even though it was smaller amounts of food, it was really high levels of nutrition. And then they proved through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis that this was removing chemicals from her body. No question. I can tell you this, that women on this lose a minimum of a dress size, Charlotte, in a week. Men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week. And moving forward, the visceral fat. See, the visceral fat's the fat around your organs. That's where the body's storing the chemicals. It shrank. They measured the visceral fat shrank by 33% in about 6 weeks. No one's ever seen anything like this in history. And inflammation, which plagues every one of us, went down 25% in a month. The diabetics on this had to cut their insulin by 50% in a month. People who were pre-diabetic at the end of 30 days were no longer pre-diabetic. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing any medical disease. Don't hear me say that. What we are doing is we're showing you in the medical studies, it's in there. All the numbers are there. You can go look at them yourselves. We can't find anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence. One shred. Oh, God. Oh, you're going to love it as postpartum. You're going to love it, love it, love it. Absolutely love it. Yes, yes, yes. So I am Dequa? Go ahead. I have a question. Go ahead. Put it in the chat for me. So I just answered your question, Joey. Josie. Sorry, not Joey. Josie. I'm sorry. I need my glasses. So I am. Go ahead. Tell me. So what's your question? I am Dequa. One thing I will tell all of you, this is not available everywhere in the world. It's only available in Canada, United States, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, and anywhere in the EU, including Cyprus. But it's not available in South America. It's not available in Africa. It's not available in the Caribbean. It's not available in Southeast Asia. We have nothing to do with that. We don't sell you anything. We have no products to ship you, so it's not our department. Our department is the medical research to show you what's possible. Yeah, Whitney, I think you missed it. I was saying we have people with no thyroids that had thyroid cancer, but Hashimoto's and goiter, and also, oh my God, Hashimoto's, absolutely amazing, amazing transformations, perimenopause, menopause, PCOS, incredible improvements. And as you know, if you do have Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, you're having a heck of a time losing weight. I'll tell you right now, even with that, if you want to tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I will blow your mind. I'll blow your mind at how much you can lose. Oh, Josie, no. As a matter of fact, you definitely, if you are breastfeeding, you can do part of it. You cannot do the full detox, but you can do part of it. Absolutely, absolutely. So Whitney, do you want to know if it's okay, Whitney, I'm 5'4", 178. Okay, Whitney, 5'4", great weight for you is going to be no more than 120, 58 pounds. Whitney, first 4 days, brace yourself, 6 to 8 pounds. Whitney, first month, probably 20 pounds, 158 after 1 month. It'll slow down a little bit the second month, 158, about 143. The third month, 143 will get you down. 143.15 is 128. So basically, in a little over 3.5 months, Whitney, you should be right at about 120, even with hyperthyroidism and with Hashimoto's. Tell me how excited you're going to be about that. 3.5 months, that's going to be what, April, May? Yeah, by early June or first or second week of June, you should be 120. Tell me how excited you'll be about that for summer. You might have to buy new shorts. I don't know. Would that be awful? I'm going to tell you right now, Whitney, most women on this lose a whole dress size in a week. It's not a diet. None of them are allowed to exercise. They actually wear Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. But Whitney, semicolon D, I don't know what that means. It's some kind of nomenclature that I'm not familiar with. I'm a nutritional researcher. Sorry, everybody. If you want to know about enzymes and DNA, then you're talking to the right guy. But when it comes, oh, happy face. All right, I get it, Whitney. Now, Whitney, here's where you can go. Here's Whitney, screenshot that. Do you see it there, Whitney? Under Google, the New Health Conversation. Give me a yes if you see that. See, I don't know that stuff. So screenshot that, because if you want to go there, same with you, Josie. It's free to go there. The only thing there is the medical proof. And if you like what you see, we won't contact you. Whitney, if you go there, we're hands off. We want you to have access to the medical proof without us interfering in any way, because we're not here to convince you or sell you. And if you like what you see, Whitney, you scroll down, free consultation, free coaching. How much is the consultation? Zero. How much is the coaching? Zero. What do you buy from us? Nothing. What are you buying on this food? 30% is going to come from your grocery store. You're going to get a grocery list from our coaches. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, developed by the world's top weight loss researchers. Very targeted about serving sizes. The other 70% of the food that makes this work doesn't come from any grocery store anywhere in the world. It literally comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. That's what you'd be eating, Whitney. And then Whitney and Josie, okay, then here's what you got to learn. 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with they call these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint. Listen to this, Whitney. They have 300 different nutrients. 300, not 30. And so the way this works is those 4 meals a day you're having 5 days a week, starting with the results for food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for your grocery, and a 4th meal. No, you got to have 4 meals. None of this 1 meal a day crap. None of that. No. This is not a diet. It's a new way of living your life. But once you lose the weight, then you're down to 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then every 2 months, you do another detox, which you're going to talk about next. So 2 days out of the week, until you lose your weight, Whitney, no food from your grocery store, only these world's most perfect foods. This time, let me come back to her for a moment. She ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. Now, the reason that was critical for detox, and I should have asked Josie or Whitney if you believe, are we living in a toxic world, and do you believe you're toxic? Because we are. We're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals, and the body takes those chemicals and stuffs it inside of our fat cells, and those fat cells expand. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're getting fatter. That's a total lie. Body image, forget that. You have the same number of fat cells when you reach puberty that you do when you die, and your fat cells expand or contract. If you can detox your body, those fat cells contract. And that's exactly what they did. So by eating 8 times a day, she was getting really small amounts of food, which suspended her digestion, which you have to do to get your own body to detox you. But she had really high levels of nutrition, so they proved it through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. This is removing chemicals from her body. A lot of people think it's a different woman because her face and arm, everything changed so much. But then we got more proof, like Julie. I mean, look at that, 35 pounds in 37 days. Whitney, what do you think about that? 35 pounds in 37 days. Where's the loose skin? I mean, look at her face, look at her shoulders, her stomach, her calves, thighs. You can see it. This is not a diet. It's like nothing any of you have ever done before in your lives. It's so different, so unique. So, Josie, yes, we are. I'm glad you agree with that. So, the bottom line is maintenance is the second most important part about this, where you have the world's most perfect food for breakfast every morning, which I did today. And then I'll have lunch and dinner. And then every 2 months, I do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the toxins don't go on vacation. And I didn't get it all out of me. And when I did this 23 years ago, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks. I've kept it off for 23 years. Most women on this, that's the thing. You're going to lose a whole dress size just in a week. Just in a week. So are you all excited about going to the website? And you saw it there, right? Whitney, did you screenshot that, and do you have it also, Josie? Why not, Marla? It's free to go there, and we're not going to contact you. So, Whitney, do you see that? And Josie, give me yeses just so I know that you, because I'm going to go off of this screen here in a moment, because I'm going to end this podcast in probably about 5 minutes. I've got it. Yeah, okay. Josie, did you get it also? Josie? I'm hoping you can see that. All right, I'll take one more person before I have to sign off. If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. I mean, here's a 65-year-old man, everybody. 40 pounds in a month. That's 10 pounds a week. A week, everybody. That's more than a pound a day. And he's 65 years old and he wasn't allowed to exercise. Look at his stomach on day 1. Look at his stomach on day 30. But the big thing there is his A1C, his blood sugar, 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. Unheard of. Unheard of. Unheard of. You tell me. So would anybody else like to know, if you give me your name, not your name, I don't care about, I mean, I do care about your name, but I don't. I just need to know if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight. And I'll give you your medical weight, what you should and can weigh, and how you can lose as much weight on this in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. I mean, look at this, everybody. This warms my heart. 200 pounds in 11 months. Where's the loose skin, everybody? She doesn't have any. I know it looks like a different woman, but it's the same one. Many of these pictures, it's the same thing. But if you look at Eric here, I mean, he does look like a different, look at how much he shrank. That's the detox. That doesn't come from exercise. They weren't allowed to exercise. He wore Fitbits to prove he didn't exercise. And he lost 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. Now, when they say the inches, they're measuring all these different spots: neck, chest, stomach, abs, arms, legs, calves, etc. Okay? So anyway, that's what the inches mean. But look at his blood work. Look at his triglycerides and LDL. Cut it in half in 30 days. 30 days. You tell me. All right, everybody, I'm going to end this podcast. I've got 1:30, 2:30. I would say I'll be back on between 4 and 4:30 today. Okay? So I'm ending this podcast now. One last time, there's the New Health Conversation. All of you can go to it. It's free. We will not contact you. But if you like what you see, scroll down. Free coaching, free consultation. How much is the consultation, everybody? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. And it's medically proven. Have a great afternoon, evening, or tomorrow, wherever you might be in the world. Thank you so much.